Oh, morning. It's about 7:30. Managed to get some sleep. It's fairly cold most of the night, but not too bad. Um, so, what's dried out? I've more or less dried out. Um, my shirt is damp, which is better than wet through. Um, my socks, they're still wet through, and so are my boots. I'm more concerned about my boots than anything else, so I've got to walk in them. Walking in soaking wet boots is not a nice thing. But looking around here on the floor, there are a few dry twigs, not many. So I might see if there's enough to fry up this one mushroom that I found. And yeah, see where we go from there. Ooh, it's cold. Well, that's what it looks like out. That's my view. So it's a bit misty over the tops. It's a bit breezy. But it looks like it might be a nice day. So I might try and eat this mushroom. See if we can get out into some sun. I'll have to put my wet socks on for now, put them in my wet boots. Walk for a bit and then, I don't know, I might try and see if I can dry them off. But it just means sitting somewhere for a good few hours. Which I hate doing. But I could probably do with it after yesterday. I reckon I probably walked about 22 miles by the time I got here. So yeah, it was quite a fair walk though. So, certainly the furthest I've walked in a long time, and I wasn't carrying all this gear with me either. I was saying 22 miles carrying about £35 of gear. Not great. But hey ho. I can certainly feel it in my shoulders. Alright, I'm going to try and gather some sticks up and see if we can't get a little fire going. makes the leather work a bit. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to make my way back over towards Stanage, and then sort of see how I go from there. My squeeze this through, some filtering, some water. So yeah, I've pretty much dried out. My boots are still soaking wet. Tried to dry them out, tried a little bit over the wood gas stove. Couldn't really dry them out much. You're going to have to excuse the sound quality on this from now on, even on the DSLR, because the battery for the microphone is packed in. So, I mean, at the moment I've got some dry socks on, but I'm going to take them off and put my wet socks back on. Put them in my back, put my feet in my wet boots, because then at least I've still got a pair of dry socks. If it gets hot again today, you know, every time I stop I could take off my socks and my boots and socks even, and sort of dry them off a little bit in the sun, and hopefully by the end of the day they all might be dry. Hopefully. But I'll get to Stanage and I'll see sort of where I'm at, how I feel. I mean, everything's sort of damp. I mean, when I first looked at the camera this morning, looked through it, everything was a bit misty. So there's some moisture managed to get inside, which isn't good. I'm amazed that the camera is actually still working. Just a little bit in there, I could squeeze through. There. I found with this little bag, I think the more you use it, slightly easier it becomes to fill, because I think it gets a little bit more flexible, the plastic. And I managed to fill that up yesterday. In a deepish sort of river. There's still a little bit, you just can't quite squeeze it through. I'm just going to dump that a little bit for now. Don't need that. There's a stream not that far away from here that looked pretty fresh, so I'll see if I can't fill that back up again and clean the filter out as well. So I can't do it right now, but so yeah, that's at the moment that's the plan. Head back over towards Stanage, try and dry out. I've eaten my cereal bars, a little bit of emergency chocolate. That was to sort of like keep me going through the night, so I was a bit cold. Get some calories in me. Once I was in the sleeping bag, it weren't too bad. But yeah, not the ideal situation last night. No, it got real. That storm was amazing that came over, but it was one of those where normally I love storms. I love electrical storms, but
when I was in that situation, you know, like I said, I was walking towards it looked like the clouds were coming towards me. I could see flashes of lightning, so I thought, okay, the storm's over there, it's passed round me, I've managed to escape it, and then I just happened to turn round for some reason and saw the immense sky behind me. Oh, that was it. I saw that little funnel cloud in front, and then I happened to turn round, and yeah, it wasn't good, especially with the green colour in the sky within the clouds is always a really bad sign, and sort of almost panicked. Tried to get, because there was a thick hedgerow to that side. There was a steep bank on that side with a fence, and I was in the middle of the road. And by the time I managed to I was about 100 metres away from a bank where the hedge finished, and there was a little bit of an embankment. I could get off the road. It started absolutely pouring, biblically rained, just threw the top up over myself and my bag. But still, it was already too late. 30 seconds. That's all it took. It was like standing in a shower, and everything's wet through. I'm amazed how wet my boots are, though. I think the waterproofing in them's gone, which is a shame. I mean, the boots themselves are on the way out. I need to get a new pair of boots, but hey ho. You live and learn, and like I say, I couldn't find anywhere where really I could string up my tarp properly. I mean, it was already, it was dark, so I had to make that choice to walk the 3 miles or so back here, because I knew I could find this place even in the dark. And it was certainly going to be drier than where I was outside, and I'd be out of the wind, but I'd certainly be out of the wind far more. I mean, it's actually quite windy out there today, which will be good for drying. I've still got my shirt to sort of like dry off a bit, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to pack up, put my wet socks on, which I'm really not looking forward to, put my wet boots on, and then I've got about a 5-mile hike, pretty much all uphill. So yeah, anyway, we'll get up to the top, and then I'll see how I feel.
I've just put my wet socks on, and there are now my feet are in my wet boots. Oh, I don't normally swear. I'm not going to, but I certainly could. Right. Oh Christ, that's heavy. So it's about 9 o'clock-ish, or just after 9, and we're off. So I've not left anything. No. So I'm going to hike all the way back up this hill, once I can manage to get through this gate. Ooh! I mean, hopefully, it's a gorgeous day. Oh. Oh, my feet feel awful in them. Oh. Oh, this wind. The slight warmth. Hopefully things will improve So anyway, here's that stream I was on about where I can fill up on water. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll put my bag there, sort out my water. Yeah, this is running really clear. That other river that was further down was a little bit turbid, and it's going to be even more so after the rain that we had last night. So yeah, I'll do that now, I think. So I've done a few miles. The humidity is mental. It's very humid. Luckily it's not too warm, so but I am starting to sweat now because I'm going uphill. So I'm gonna there's a bit of pine woodland just up ahead here, so I might just take 5 in there for a little bit, and then say, oh, I've got myself a stick for some fuel if needs be, and yeah, so yeah, I'm just going to head over here, take 5, see how we get on. So just going to chill out here a bit. I was going to the woods that was a bit further down that way were all barbed wired off. This bit isn't, and you know, I've even found something to put a bit of flavour. See this little thing? Looks like clover. You know, get some of them in. It's called wood sorrel. Has a slight lemony flavour to it, so it's, you know, quite nice. Get some of the younger ones. Yep. I pack a bit more flavour in there. So a bit of vitamin C, but there's loads of them around. Just yeah, just gets a bit of flavour in the mouth. But I'm just going to chill here for a bit. I've been walking for a good few hours now, so I've done a few miles. It's very humid again. You can hear the shotguns going off, but yeah, I might even pick. There's a load of like bits of twig and stuff here, so I might. I mean, I think these are Norway. It might be Norway spruce. These actually might be Scots pine. See, they're not really growing like Norway spruce. These are growing all very gnarly, whereas Norway spruce tends to grow very straight and upright. I'm going to have to learn a little bit more on my pine trees. Other trees I'm more familiar with. Pines is a little bit, you know, a bit of a grey area, but I do know that the finer twigs burn really well because of the like resin that's in pine. That's why you get, you know, you get your fat wood from, you know, from pine. But yeah, I might even try and make a spoon. Cut a little bit off and try and make a spoon. I haven't got a crook knife with me, so no, I'm not going to be able to make a brilliant spoon, but I might be able to make some sort of spoon. So yeah, anyway, we'll see. Okay, I've just spotted something over there. It's like some sort of, well, there's a wall and what looks like a roof, so I'm gonna go and check it out. It's not far off the route. It might be something worth noting for future reference. So see what it is when we get there. I'll let you see this as I'm seeing this. Not sure how exactly we're going to get to it, but It's very swampy. It's a very sort of like makeshift shelter. Yeah, very swampy. I'm not sure I really can get over there too great, but actually let's see if we can. So it might be a good spot. Yeah, we can. There we go. Well, so they got benches. Oh, it takes my weight okay. Ooh. You know what? I might chill out here for a little bit. Sit down. So, I'm in this little shack. I think I'm gonna stay here a good while. And remember me saying that I'd lost my spoon? Well, I'm going to attempt at making one. So yeah, this is a nice little spot. I'm out of the wind. The wind's coming from this direction up the valley. So I've got this nice big wall here. I'm under cover. You can hear the stream down there, which is flowing pretty clear. So I've got a bit of food on me. So basically, I've got everything I need here. You know, I could stay here tonight. I'm not sure about this bench. I'm sleeping on this because it's a bit narrow. I might be able to, possibly be able to move it back or something, and just put the maybe lay the tarp down on the floor, put my thingy, my air sort of like mattress on that, and then get in the sleeping bag. But yeah, no, I could stay here tonight, and it wouldn't be a massive walk. No, I'll have walked. I'm trying to think. From here, I'm guessing it's probably about a 3.5–4 hour walk back to Sheffield, or back to the bus stop that would get me like the last few miles into Sheffield. So we'll see. We might just have a really chilled out day here, and see how it goes. I'll see what I feel like in maybe. I'm going to stay here for at least an hour, and I might even try and dry my socks off while I'm at it. Put them on that wall there where the sun's on them. Might even try and get my boots. There's a couple of bits where I can maybe put my boots around, and yeah. But I'm going to try and make this bit. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to gouge this bit out here without a crook knife, but I think anything I do eat with this is going to taste very piney, because this is effectively, I mean, you can see how dark that is. This is fat wood. Oh. So if I can't use it as a spoon, I can use it for fire. And just eat with my hands. Okay. So, bench is falling over. I've pretty much made a spoon. It's not the best spoon in the world, but you know, it's a spoon. It'll work. There's a few little sharp bits. I might just have to finish off a little bit now. I've just strung the tarp up as well to try and dry off. My socks, one side of them's dry. Hopefully the other side will be dry soon. As the sun's moving around, just had to move things a little bit further over. Put my boots up there. They're drying off a little bit more. So yeah, things are going alright, pretty chilled.
So just get some water in me because I'm actually, like, I'm a little dehydrated. Just been for a wee and it was a bit yellow. Well, orange actually. Oh. So yeah, it's easy to dehydrate when you're not doing anything. If you're not sweating, you don't realise the moisture you're losing. So yeah, nice day. Still a bit breezy. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long to dry off. Still not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. So it's about 2 o'clock. Could stay here. We'll see. But at the moment, I'm just enjoying relaxing. Sat here. Got the nice sound of the spray, the little stream running past. It's nice and relaxing. And temperature's not bad. So yeah, all in all, pretty good. Might get some food in me in a bit. Might do some oats. I don't particularly feel hungry, but it's probably a good idea to get something in me within the next hour or so, and that's probably what I'll decide. What I'm doing is, so like, as this is packed away, I am noticing, because I've got it up and it's nice and sunny, there's a couple of little pin-sized holes in this tarp. I know I've been saying about getting another tarp for quite a while now. So, but I am looking into investing in a 3x3. That's 3 metres by 3 metres DD tarp. I've not heard a bad thing about them. They're all, they seem to be pretty good. One other thing I did buy, and I've put my tarp in this, and I'm really glad I did get it. This wants to dry out a bit as well. Is, in fact, I'll turn this inside out. Hole. It's a Carrymore, so like kayak bag. It's like a roll-up bag, and it's completely waterproof. So putting the soaking wet tarp in this has meant it's kept, a lot of my other gear dry. So I'll just wang that up there. That can dry off as well. Might just nip over to the other side with this little, or I might just sit down on that. There's a rock down there. I might just sit in the sun for a bit, chill out a bit more. Got my spoon now. This is drying. My shoes, my socks are drying. I don't think my boots will completely dry out, but I've got nothing on my feet at the moment. I've had nothing on my feet for a good while. So my feet are getting a really good airing. So which is good to stop any sort of like fungus developing in your feet. So that can be a problem, if you're walking around all day with wet feet, you can get athlete's foot, which isn't good at me. I have had it before when I've been out trekking over multiple days and it's been wet, and it gets really painful because basically the fungus eats away at the skin, and you just get open wounds all around your toes. And it's like under the undersides and between your toes. It's awful. Really want. I mean, if you were going to like a jungle environment, like I've done, I've taken a dry pair of socks and I put them on last night when I got into that place. So my feet were drier. Another thing you would do is sort of like take foot powder, and you would put foot powder on. Generously around your toes every night, and then put dry socks on. Because in the sort of like in tropical environments, when it doesn't have to rain, you'll still get wet through, because of the humidity and the sweat. So it's always a good idea to have. Or what you tend to do is you'll have two sets of clothes. You'll have a set of clothes for at night once you've got your top and everything settled, for it as a nighttime dry clothes, and then in the morning you would put on your wet clothes and you would trek in the wet, because you could, even if they were dry, you know, you might have been able to dry them by a fire. Within 20-30 minutes they're going to be wet, and if you get a tropical downpour, you just get soaked, and you can't really wear waterproofs because you sweat even more, and you know, you run an even higher risk of dehydration. So anyway, I'm going to shut up rambling for a bit. I'm going to get in this sun, chill out, drink some water. Hopefully this will all be dried off soon, and then I'm going to make up my mind of what I'm going to do.
Right. So, as you can tell, I've decided to move on. Where I'm going to go is, I'm going to follow this path. It goes up here and then somewhere off in that direction, that way. So I'm heading towards Stanage Edge again. I think this is sort of like wanders round. Never been this path before, but I know this area fairly well. Right, so decided to have a little bit of a rest. It's actually got quite hot today. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. I'm so like Stanage Steps is just over there, so I'm not far away from it, but that's all the water I've got left, and every little sort of like spring I've come across coming along here has been sort of like really full of peat, and I don't want to clog my filter up. I know there's another one over there, but it's probably just going to be just the same. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plod on. I've got about, I don't know, a few more miles to a spot that I know, and there's water in the woods. So we have made it to Stanage Pole. So that means from here on now it's downhill. Oh man. So anyway, Stanage Pole. Here we go. They had to put a new pole in last year because I think the weather sort of like smacked it, but you know, they've done a nice bit of ironwork there on it, saying sort of like boundary line, I think, of the Peak District, and but it says on there, if you can't see it, this ancient boundary marker was renewed in April 2006 by the Peak District National Park Authority with support from Hope Cement Works, Durham Foundry in Sheffield, the Cutlers Company, Sheffield, Ramblers, Sheffield Claren Ramblers, I can't quite make it out, British Mountaineering Council, and Public Subscription. And it was designed by, or that little plaque was designed by Chris Wells. So, but over the years, you know, loads of people have sort of like chiselled the names in here. I mean, there's, you know, graffiti dating back 1880. Right, the battery died then, and it will die again in a minute, so apologies for that. So, I found a good spot.
This is actually just over there, about 20 yards, 25 yards over there, is where I did the fruit leather video. So I'd already seen this spot before. I've already sort of like just done a little bit of prep work, so I've just cleaned off the sides of these trees because I've got some dead branches on the sides of them. But I'm just going to sling the hammock up and the tarp up. I am not a huge distance away from a major road, and this is a pretty popular place, so there is a path like 120 yards up that way behind the camera. But later on, I don't think we should get anybody in here once it's gone dark. So my job for now is yeah, get the hammock and tarp set up. I think sunset's probably about 3/4 of an hour off, maybe half an hour. I haven't checked the time yet. So yeah, burning light a bit, so I'll quickly do this. I need to get some water as well, which luckily there's a little tiny stream about just over that way, so I'll top up on water and I'll get enough. I mean, I can easily find it, you know, in the dark. I've got my torch and it's not far away, but I'll definitely get enough for a drink now and maybe for me meal. I found some blackberries as well on the way down. So I'm going to have some oatmeal with some blackberries in there in the morning. Normally I put sugar in. I put some sugar, you know, like a couple of teaspoons of sugar in each bag. But I forgot to do that this time, so the blackberries will just give it a bit of sweetness. So anyway, yeah, it's been a long walk. We've done about another 15 miles today altogether. So over the last 2 days we've done roughly 30 mile of hiking over some spectacular countryside and wilderness. I mean, in England it's about as wild as you get in the Peak District. I mean, there's Salisbury Plain, but it's used as, you know, it's used as the MOD use that for testing and training. So it's unsafe to go on there at any time of the year. But yeah, I'm gonna get set up now. Okay, so I've got my tarp up. It was a bit difficult finding something to string the corners to, but I've managed just about to do it. Twig. So all I've got to do now, I've just got to go over there and get some water, and then just wait for it to go dark. I've just checked the time, it's 7 o'clock, so the sun will be setting in about 20 minutes, and it'll be pretty much black by 8. So yeah, that's when I'll get my little bush stove going, so I'm not creating any smoke, so no one notices that I'm here. So I'm doing this sort of like stealthily, and then get some couscous on the go, and I'll eat that with my new spoon I made, which will be cool. Oh, I've got a feeling it might taste of pine. Oh, we'll see. Anyway, my back's aching from carrying that pack. I'm going to have to work out how to lighten this load down. Oh, I mean, that's fairly heavy. When I get a DD one, I'm sure that's going to be lighter than this. This is pretty thick stuff. And but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go and get some water. Running out of birch bark. scraping up too good. Got this bit here that I did find. Hopefully that will get it going. Okay, so water's boiling. Oh, that's warm. Spill on it. There we go. Like that, it's steep. Put that on there for a few seconds, just let that warm up. Chuck in the couscous. Quickly take that off. Chuck that in as well. All that mushroomy goodness. Get my spooner made. Give that a stir. More twigs in. Try not to let this go out. For now, anyway. Put that back on. Just for a few minutes at least. Right, so I've got my tea. My couscous is kind of sort of cooling a bit. I think this is basically going to be it. Well, certainly for tonight. So I'm just going to drink this, eat that, and then I'm going to get in bed because I am shattered. Well, I say get in bed, getting the hammock, but you know what I mean anyway. So, anyway, good night folks, see you in the morning. Oh, morning folks. Oh, it's cold, real cold. A lot colder than what they forecast last night. I kept waking up, didn't get a great good amount of sleep. So it definitely dropped below sort of like, I think they were forecast to be about 15, 16 degrees last night. No, I used to think it was more like 10. So I kept waking up. It wasn't too bad, but yeah. So, plan now is basically pack up and mosey on out of here. I was going to have some breakfast, but I really don't feel like eating any breakfast, to be honest. That couscous that I had last night, still doing pretty good. And it's only like an hour's walk out of here, and then I can jump on a bus back home. I can always get something to eat there. So, sorry about that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and share this video with people. You know, it'd be good to get plenty of views on it. Write any comments in the comment box below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.